Hello my friends and welcome to DIY with Nadia. I thought it was about time for me to make another Dollar Tree Deco Mesh wreath and about time for me to make another Nadia Method wreath. I have not done this in quite a while, so I decided to do it with this beautiful Deco Mesh from the Dollar Tree. It's 6 inches. This is going to be a zero fray method. That is why we love it. That is why I started doing it. It's because I needed something that did not fray using Dollar Tree Deco Mesh. If you don't like using Dollar Tree Deco Mesh, which right now a lot of us don't, but I do have some to use up, you can definitely use this one. This one is an example of one that I got at Hobby Lobby. It's 5.5 inches, half an inch difference, but it doesn't matter. You could still make the same wreath just using the Hobby Lobby 5.5 inch ribbon for this method. You can also do this method using 10-inch Deco Mesh. I will insert one of the videos where I do that because I do quite a lot of those. They kind of go real quick and they make for a beautiful wreath. But today we are going to make a very elegant, very beautiful Easter wreath. Right, Leo? Absolutely. Let's get started. Let's go over the supplies we're going to use today. I'm going to start with 5 rolls of the Dollar Tree Deco Mesh, and this Deco Mesh is 6 inches by 5 yards. For the ribbon, I'm going to be using this pretty teal from the Dollar Tree and a yellow that I got at Craft Outlet. Both of these are wired and 2.5 inches. I'm also going to be using some florals. I have these pretty pink daisies and some of these daffodils. You're also going to need a pack of pipe cleaners, some sort of rotary cutter, and of course a wreath form. And the wreath form I'm using is the Dollar Tree 14-inch metal wreath form. First, I'm going to get my pipe cleaners ready. And these I'm going to cut into 4-inch strips. The pipe cleaners from the Dollar Tree are 12 inches long. After folding our pipe cleaner in thirds, I got beautiful 4-inch strips. The next thing I always do is make a little V with our pipe cleaner. It's just easier to grab them as we're working along. Now let's go over the details for the Deco Mesh. As I said, this Deco Mesh roll is 5 yards. What we're going to do is cut this Deco Mesh into 12-inch strips, and that's going to give us 15 little strips. Without fail, every time I'm recording, Leo has to supervise me and get himself on camera somehow. As I was saying, we have 5 rolls of Deco Mesh. Each Deco Mesh roll will yield us 15 bows. That gives us 75 bows to put on our wreath form. This wreath form comes with 6 sections. In each section, we're going to put 12 bows. 12 bows times the 6 sections is going to be 72. That's going to give us extra 3 bows to put anywhere we want. As always, I'm going to put my Deco Mesh into one of these buckets. I just realized that one of my Deco Mesh rolls is exactly the same, but it doesn't have the silver foil through it. So I'm just going to scatter it throughout the wreath so it kind of gets lost. Nobody will be able to tell. I'm overlapping 2 of these to make it quicker at 12 inches. There you go. Roll naturally and put it to the side. Our Deco Mesh is all cut up. I have my pipe cleaners here and we're ready to make our bows. The first thing I do when I have my Deco Mesh roll is kind of walk it out from the inside until my Deco Mesh roll is overlapping about 1.5 inches. Then I'm going to pinch on top, pinch at the bottom, and bring it down so that your fingers are in the center. On top, I'm going to hold it right there. And then at the bottom, I'm just going to start bringing it up. My thumb acts as a little guide to hold the center together. And I'm just going to start bringing it in. This is the smooth end. This was the end that was on the table. This is where you want to bring in your pipe cleaner. And then I kind of just fold it back so you have everything nice and tight and give it 2 twists. And then bam, you have a beautiful bow. It kind of looks like a butterfly. It's so pretty. As far as the endings, you have them locked in right here. and then the other ones are locked in on the inside. Nothing's going anywhere. Everything's nice and tight. How beautiful is this little bow? It looks like a little butterfly. Look at that. Just like that. All right, won't mess with the cat. Let's make another one. I'm going to wiggle my fingers until my deco mesh is overlapping about 1.5 inches. Pinch both sides and bring it down the center. On here, I'm going to hold it down. My thumb is going to go somewhere in the center to kind of keep it guided down. At the bottom, I'm just going to start bringing it together. This was the smooth side that was laying on the table, and that's where we want to come in with the pipe cleaner. Going to hold it nice and tight, 2 twists, and our lovely bow is done. How pretty is this? At this point, I can turn on something to watch, some music. What do you do when you craft? Do you listen to music? Do you watch YouTube videos? Do you watch some shows? I am partial to watching some, I don't know, some murder mystery, something or other, some suspense shows. Or if I'm in a, I guess, not such a good mood, I need to lighten my mood, I definitely just hit some comedies. All right. There you go, another bow done. Off I go making the rest of these. I have all my little bows made up. How beautiful is this? And now I'm going to put 12 per section. This part I actually like to do upside down. So I'm going to flip my wreath form upside down. My bows are going to come from the front, and that way I can just twist them in the back. Twist, 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 fold, and fold back. As far as placement of the bows, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use row 2 and 3, and I'm going to zigzag. What I mean by zigzag is I'm going to go row 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, and that is how I'm going to attach. I attached my first one to row 2, so this next one I'm going to attach to row 3. Then row 2, row 3. I'm also going to throw in the one that doesn't have the silver stripes here and there. I'm done with my first section, and of course we're going to have bows here and there that are going to tighten this area up. Look how beautiful this is. Now I'm just going to go ahead and fill the rest of the little bows. Since I finished this section on row 3, I'm going to go to row 2 in this next one and keep on zigzagging. As you can see, it totally makes sense to work from the back of the wreath form because that's where you do majority of the work. That's where you actually twist your little pipe cleaners and attach the bows in place. The wreath form is all done, and now it's time to decorate it. My thought behind it is have a bow in the center and florals on the sides. So I'm going to have something like this going on, and then the bow in the center. Before I do the flowers, I like to do the bow. That way I can see how far we need to attach the flowers. For that, I'm going to bring in my little bow maker. If you don't have one of these bow makers and you're interested in getting one, just go in the description box and scroll down to my daily craft supplies, and you will see the bow maker there along with the cutting mat and other things I use like zip ties and things like that. Speaking of zip ties, grab a few right now. Just going to put them to the side. To get started on the bow, I like to measure my tail against the wreath. Now, whether I'm going to cut it down or leave it longer, I always will give it a little bit more slack, so in case I do want to keep it longer, I can. Let's start with a tail about there, and it looks like it's about 11 inches. Going to put my ribbon right in. And since this is a double-sided ribbon, I don't have to flip anything. I'm just going to start making my little bow. For this blue ribbon, I'm making a 4-loop bow, 5 inches on each side. And there you go, cut that off. Now I'm coming in with the yellow ribbon, and I'm making sure my tail is just as long. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a bow like this where I have the 4 loops and then the 2 in the middle. There's still going to be 5-inch loops. There's your 5-inch right there, another 5-inch right there. Squeeze it down, take it out, and I'm going to zip tie it in place. You can also use floral wire, you can use a pipe cleaner, whatever you have on hand. The zip tie just makes it so much easier and more secure. Now that our bow is done, I'm ready to bring in my florals, but I did not attach my bow yet. Because the bow is quite big, I'm going to attach 2 bundles of the florals on both sides. I'm not going to overlap them in the center. First, I'm going to separate the little singles and then the doubles. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a double, double, single, single, and then a single, and this double, I'm going to actually cut off one of the flowers. So it's 2 singles and a double, 2 singles and a double, and then we're going to put this flower in the middle of the bow so it will balance everything out. We're going to do this at the end. Now we're going to bring the daffodils in. For the daffodil greenery, if they're nice like this, I'm going to keep. If they're falling apart like this, we are going to toss. We want that yellow to stand out. So, I mean, we really don't need that much greenery, but I do want to have plenty of the yellow. Going to make it look like an upside down V or a mountain where you have a peak and sides, and same thing with the daffodils. I have a peak and then just cascading down just like that. Then I'm going to grab a zip tie and tie in place. Going to have them cascading. So what we want to do is we want to bend it because our wreath form, of course, is circular, and that's kind of how you want that to be. This is what I'm going to have at the end. Now I'm going to get some pipe cleaner. You can get floral wire, whatever you want to use, and I'm going to attach it to my bow and both of my floral picks. First, I'm going to attach the bow. Now I'm going to attach my floral picks, and the nice thing about the zip tie is I'm going to go right above the actual zip tie, and that little part that zips the actual tie, I guess, it's going to hold my floral wire in place, or my pipe cleaner in this case. You can definitely do 2 twists, then go to the other side of the zip tie, 2 more twists. That way it's not going to move on the actual floral piece. If you need to cut any of the greenery off, you can definitely do that because you're not going to need that length. See where you want it and attach it to the wreath form. I'm doing the same thing with this floral pick or bundle, whatever you want to call it. Remember that flower we cut off? I'm going to cut off the end. I'm going to hot glue where we cut off just to make sure that it sits in place nicely. Place it right in the center of our bow. I decided to make our tails a little shorter. I like this better. And then I'm going to do banner tail, which basically is going to be a little wave, especially on the yellow. So I'm going to just fold it in right in the center, pinch on both sides, and then bring it back, kind of twist it back, and you have something like this going on, and you have a very schmancy bow now, is what I call it. So pinch and bring back, and it just makes for this beautiful full bow. I love how this turned out. Sometimes as a wreath maker, you go overboard and you can't stop yourself. And this is me right now. I thought these were so cute and I wanted to add it to the wreath. I don't know if I'm going to do another one. Maybe I can turn it. This could be a little too much, but I don't care. I think these are so pretty. Alrighty, we are done with this wreath. Let me know if I went overboard with the birds, but I just thought they were so super cute. Leo, thank you so much for supervising me throughout this whole wreath. You're just the best. Isn't he the best? Say hi to everyone. Leo would also love it if you would subscribe to this channel. If you're not subscribed, hit the little bell button, and of course, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. If you would like to see more wreath tutorials right now, Leo was so sweet. He prepared 2 videos for you right here, right, Leo? Right there. And he really would love for you to watch one of them, right? He's so sweet and so thoughtful. All right, you guys, I think that's it for us today. Thank you so much for being with us, and we will see you in our next video. Bye.